the.
I am a traitor. I am a traitor. I am a traitor. I am a traitor.
Yes.
I am a traitor.
If it wasn't clear enough for anybody yet, yeah, just let it go. I'll talk over it.
I am a traitor. I am a traitor.
Okay.
I am a
Yes,
traitor.
I know.
I am a
Okay, how are we doing on the locking up of the
traitor.
traitor? Malcolm Nance is in the air, so we can't ask him.
Right,
Does
yes.
this qualify as treason? I feel like it does because okay.
Aid and
I guess we
comfort.
aren't technically at war, but even for Trump, even people on Twitter, even for Trump, we're a little bit aghast.
Yeah.
And not just Trump.
And
Pompeo, Fox News.
Yeah. And only half of the Republican Party is upset at Trump.
Yeah. And as I
Only
said
half.
yesterday, where's the GOP in disarray?
Yeah.
Over Ukraine.
Seriously.
What happened to the RNC? Tweets a picture of Biden walking away from the microphone saying this is what American weakness looks like?
Right.
Really? Should he have just stood there all day? Him leaving after giving what everyone said was an incredibly powerful speech and indictment of Putin. I don't even know what other words to use than traitorous and un-American. What is happening? I don't even know where to start on Twitter. Judy DeWarren said, it's like we're fighting the Cold War and the Civil War again, but this time the Soviets and the Confederates are allies. Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay. Occupy Democrats tweet, breaking, Russian state TV bombards Russians with a clip of former Trump Secretary of State Mike Pompeo fawning over Putin today and saying he has enormous respect for him after his invasion of Ukraine, a U.S. ally. Retweet if you think Pompeo was a disgrace to America. We're running out of the word unprecedented, aren't we? For what?
This is beyond.
I thought Helsinki left me breathless for quite some time, right? But it just... How are we doing with the locking up of the Barbara McQuaid wrote a indictment of Donald Trump with
I am a traitor.
It was very sound legally to me. Let's just pick one traitor. Let's pick January 6th. Something. Oh my God. Trump praises Putin's genius plan to invade Ukraine. You got to say that's pretty savvy.
It says we need to do the same thing at our southern border.
Right.
Yes.
Or invade Canada if you're listening to some on the right. Because apparently Justin Trudeau is a bigger threat to the world.
Justin Trudeau is
to keep you alive.
Exactly. To Kim
to
Jong-un.
Yes, and to Putin.
Yeah.
Correct.
I
Yes.
mean, when I think of Justin Trudeau, I think of tyrannical leader.
Yes.
Despot.
Wasn't
I mean,
it just a
those are the words that come
socialist
to mind.
hellhole like a minute ago on the
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
Canada?
yeah.
Okay. Right. I just checking. Right. Midas Touch, our friend, said, don't mince words. The Republican Party is an anti-American, fascist, treasonous movement that has declared war on the United States while giving aid and comfort to our enemies. Isn't that the definition? Isn't that... Okay, and I'm glad Malcolm's in the air because it's obviously getting scary over
I am a traitor
in Ukraine. So Malcolm, we hopefully will get him tomorrow. The next day he's in the air from Ukraine back home. So
yeah, he's flying to Dublin and then home. So that's where we may not be able to get him tomorrow.
Yeah,
it might
okay.
be Friday.
Okay, all right, but we shall obviously check in with him. I was getting very nervous. He's over there anyway, and so
Yeah.
I
And now Ukraine is getting nervous. They've declared a state of emergency.
Yeah.
You know, they've been taking this all in stride, but now they've declared trying an to be emergency. tough about
for them to have the audacity to try to blame Biden for this, when what you're seeing is exactly why Putin feels emboldened, because he knew that on cue, his bought and paid for stooges like Trump and his inner circle, Pompeo, Tucker Carlson, he knew they would back him.
And he spent 4 years.
This is his goal: is chaos in the United States and division.
Where did I read that someone on the right blamed Clinton for this?
Oh yeah, well that's clear.
I mean,
What?
obviously. Yeah, because they made a deal to give away some nukes or something like that. Oh, that's the
Right.
nuclear agreement, the Minsk agreement. Back in the...
Yes,
and so they blamed Clinton for the situation.
Right. Well, I think that's probably clear to
everyone.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Yes. David Frum had a great tweet on that. You got to feel a little bad for the House GOP social media guy whose job at 2:30 Eastern is to attack Biden for being too weak versus Putin, and who suddenly gets word at 3:30 Eastern that his job is to attack Biden for being too tough on Putin. That's where they are.
Yeah.
This party is. I'm running out of words. This is why I need other people's words on Twitter right now, because I'm a little like. First of all, what dumbass show was he on yesterday, Trump? Some dumbass. This is what's happened to him. He was on the Buck Sexton show undermining the United States of America.
Who's Buck Sexton?
I don't.
guy with the
Apparently,
podcast.
someone that wants America to buck off. Apparently,
I see.
America can go buck itself. Apparently, because he's just. First of all, he's so stupid. Like he doesn't have any idea what he's talking about. He's just so genius, savvy, very. Look at that. Like he's. First of all, he's like, I walked in. There was a television. There's always a television.
Yes.
That's all he does is watch
TV.
We get it, Thom.
I can't hear his voice yet, but okay.
I am a traitor.
Except for that. Yes, I know. Thank you.
Truth.
David Rothkopf said, if Putin expected a West in disarray, it didn't happen. NATO has remained united and strong and is getting stronger. The EU has been effective. Major EU states are pulling their weight, and the U.S. is not only leading, but doing so deftly, showing great respect and deference to our allies. That is what American leadership looks like.
Yeah.
The way, and it just, okay. By the way, so it's the exact opposite, right? In terms of, Putin obviously underestimated Biden, not the other way around, right? Mm-hmm. Doocy. Sorry, I almost dropped an F-bomb on my own
Goodness
show.
gracious.
Doocy. Do we have, yes, let's do 11 and 12.
Okay.
I need some more sake bombs to clear my palate.
Here we go.
Jen, the president said in the spring that Pentagon generals had briefed him that the greatest threat facing America is global warming. Is that still the assessment now that we are facing down a potential cyber war with Russia?
Well, let me first say there is no, we are always prepared for any threat that any outside entity or country poses to the United States that relates to cyber or anything else. There is no current pending threat on as it relates to cyber. In terms of the threats you're touching on, that was a briefing from the military, so I'd point you to them.
Okay, and one more sake bomb.
And so, as far as anybody watching who's seen the coverage, it's very, at times, distressing images of Russian military movements. The number one threat facing the country right now remains global warming.
Well, Peter, I think
What a
it's important
douchebag.
as we're all educating the public here to convey and reiterate the president has no intention of sending U.S. troops into Ukraine to fight in Ukraine. What we are doing is we are abiding by our obligations to our NATO allies and partners to ensure that they have the support and the resources that they need. And that is our right and our obligation as the United States.
Hey now, yo,
Suck.
Yeah.
get your game on, go play. Hey now, yo,
Saki.
get the show on, get
Thank you. Sawyer tweets, every single elected Republican should be asked right now if they agree with the leader of their party that Putin's invasion of Ukraine is genius. I mean, and don't let them slither away. The whole, I didn't see it, or, oh, I don't know. No. Nail them down.
Repeat it for them,
Yeah.
and then ask them to
Comment on it.
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Noel Kassler, our friend, tweeted, it's not that the GOP wants Biden to fail. They absolutely need him to fail to keep pleasing Trump and Putin. One of the two major political parties of the United States is actively rooting against a POTUS during a major crisis. That should scare everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. And our friend, my professional soulmate, Mueller, she wrote, tweets, for those wondering why Putin didn't invade while Donald was in office, it's because Donald was destroying NATO for him and extorting Ukraine. Biden is tough on Putin, rebuilt NATO, and stands behind Ukraine. It's obvious to anyone that's not in a cult. Hashtag I stand with Ukraine. I'm going to need some early schmoo. Karen in Chicago. Hello, Karen. I need my binky.
Hey, good morning. Oh, yeah, 100% what you just said. I mean, every single Republican needs to answer that question. And we're all liberals, and we don't like war, right? We don't like to send our kids into, unnecessary battles, as was with Afghanistan and Iraq, where we were lied into two different wars. I mean, and there was maybe, going to get bin Laden, but then once the mission was accomplished, that should have been it. But here we are, actually. And I saw Malcolm, and Malcolm said, he goes, what we need to do is we need to provide the Ukraine with javelins. They have to be able to defend themselves because they literally will flatten these cities and towns.
Yeah.
And, I kind of agree with him because, for this, we were actually attacked by Russia.
Yeah.
2016, 2020, they have been actively waging a campaign against the United
But the
States.
GOP is trying to help Russia gaslight us.
Right.
That this is not an
Exactly.
invasion and Putin's not the aggressor. It's just that it literally has been turned up to 11, the gaslighting. That anyone's even calling them peacekeeping troops. I mean, it's, it's the jumbo shrimp of... Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's nonsense. But here, Steph, so we were attacked in 2016. Mm-hmm. Now, let's say that Donald Trump was not installed. You know what would have happened? Hillary Clinton and her administration would have dealt with Russia for what they did to us. Yeah. There would have been a full-scale investigation into what happened.
Why do you think Putin went all in on installing his puppet, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Because Hillary had his number a long time ago. I mean, that's exactly it. That whole exchange, right? New puppet, you're the puppet. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like acid flashbacks, isn't it?
I know, it's horrible, and I will die mad too. And seriously, though, we have.
Today would be an excellent day to buy the Stephanie Miller Show "I Will Die Mad" Hillary 2016 T-shirt.
That's where I'm going right after this call. So yeah.
Anyway,
but it's maddening. But I mean, Biden, thank God we have Joe Biden, who has all the experience and expertise to deal with this situation. He's the right guy for the moment.
Yep, absolutely. So, all right, Shmoo. Thank you for an early Shmoo. Goodbye.
Shmoo,
I love you. I needed an early Shmoo. Sometimes I do. Well, it's my binky. It's my human binky. Joyce Vance with some great thoughts. Imagine if in the morning after 9/11, Democrats in the Senate, the House, former President Clinton, former Secretary of State Albright, and the spouse of the former ambassador to the Vatican had all attacked President Bush and praised bin Laden. That's what this feels like, right? Duty to warn is a great account to follow. They just said, will America survive the GOP-Russian alliance? And they also said, you tell me, is calling Putin a peacekeeper and a genius for invading Ukraine giving aid and comfort to the enemy? If this isn't treason, it feels awfully close to it.